Hello, everybody. Welcome. It's Erin Reed with Erin Reed Makes, and it's card day. So these are all the amazing cards that people have created for my card swap. And they've sent them in to me. We've swapped them around, and this is the last batch of cards. We had so many people join in on the card swap. And so now I'm going to take you through and show you some of the awesome cards that are from this card swap. So this first card is from, and I'm sorry if I'm a little bit late. I know I announced I was coming on earlier. I got a little delayed trying to get set up. From Marcy Couture. Lovely. I love it. So these cards are awesome. She made a whole bunch of them. As you can see, it's a red cardstock base. Open it up. She's got a little insert here, and then she stamped Merry Christmas and a little Christmas tree in red and green. And then what she has done is she has done a masking job. So she's gone through and she's taken like washi tape or some sort of like really easy peel tape, or it could even be sticky notes. And that's why her trees are all just a little bit of a different size. So she's gone through and she's masked it, then she's ink blended. I think it's ink blending that she did on here. So she's ink blended and she's done darker, or it could have been watercolor, not 100% sure. And then she's like done some different layers here. And then she's added like some stickles. She's gone in with a pen and added fun little circles on here. She's added dots, added paper, and then another base with a twine, a little sticker on top. And then she's got flicks of the same, I want to say it's watercolor because there's so many flicks of color happening here. And then around the corners on the white. And then she's also added like some wink of Stella. So that's probably on here too. That kind of as a base, almost like a little shadow on there. So they're really, really cute. All right, another fun one that Marcy has made. Just making sure I have the right card. I got like scads of cards just off camera from you guys. So this is another one from Marcy, super cute. So these are ones, and she did a whole bunch like this. There's some that are very different colors. This is a great way to use up all those pattern paper pack kits that you get. And they could be in 12 by 12s or 6 by 6s. And they tend to have these little cutout pieces. Sometimes they're rectangular, sometimes they're square. And so what she's done is she's taken some of the pattern papers because they all match together. And then she's layered them. This one happens to be on a blue background card. And then she's made it a fun fold. This is one of the easiest fun folds you can have. They're so cool. They're so much fun. So she's added the pattern paper, little perfect pearls on here, that cutout piece, a banner right here that it lays on, and then just lots of fun layers of colors. They're really pretty. And then this is the part that you would write on. Same idea for this one. So she's got, you can see a pattern paper, and then she's got a solid cardstock. This one's in red because it's a red base with more pattern paper. And then she's got her big element. This one she matted and this one she didn't. It doesn't matter. This one she's added a little bow to. This one she has added some sequins to. And then she's got her pretty pattern paper in the background as well. So it's really, really cute. I love them. And then she's done a similar shape of card on this next one. So this one's a similar shape of a card. Again, she's kind of used that same like variety pack of paper. And then for this one, she's taken all of these fun banners. So she's got some scallop paper here. So she's got these really cool scallops that she's punched out. And if you can tell, like, look at the way the card opens up. See how it's just a little bit different? So it's really, really cute. So this one's on a pink card. She's got some washi tape. She's using these card papers. Like, this is a little section of these houses. So she's lined it up as like kind of like a base, and then just perfectly lined that up. So the top of her card folds down on that. And then some more of the pattern papers. Here you can see some more of the pattern papers. This one she cut out a little insert right here. It looks like it came from this paper right here, and then attached it up there. This is Merry Christmas, Noel. So using the words from the paper on there, really cute. Aren't they awesome? And then she's got these little perfect pearls kind of like dotted in the poinsettias around the Christmas trees, just kind of playing with those little fun bits here and there. They're really, really cute. All right, moving on to the next one. All right, the next card set we have is from Dawn Ray. So she's done a couple of different cards. Look how shiny these are. Look how shiny. They're so much fun. They're so cool. So these ones are it's a silver gloss paper is the best way to describe it. And she's gone through and she's run it through an embossing folder. So you get, it looks like these wood grains, and then you get all these beautiful poinsettias. So it's almost like aluminum foil or tin foil, but it's a little bit different. And then she's gone in with her alcohol ink, so it could be alcohol markers, and colored in the parts of the poinsettia on top of the silver. So wherever there is a poinsettia, wherever there's the holly, and then a die cut Merry Christmas. And this one's backed on red on a white card. And then this one she backed with red and then also green on a white card. Just basic card. So you can take your alcohol inks and you can color. So that's one version she did of that. Then she went through and she did another fun version. And here we have very, like this is more like drops of alcohol inks. This is another embossing folder that she's got on here, and it's got holly and swirls. So instead of coloring in each individual piece, she's just done like splotches and droplets of the alcohol inks on top, not really blending it or trying to color with it, just leaving it very mixed media look. And then a Merry Christmas, and she did it in 2 different colors and then matted them both on red. So again, it's that silver paper that you can add a very kind of cool background piece to, and it's really shiny and pretty. So those ones are from, oh, who did I say they were from? Those ones were from Don Ray. That's right. All right. You guys know I love fun interactive cards. Get a little Santa. His little legs move, and they move on their own. Look at that. I think these are just so much fun. These ones are from Cindy Henry. They are so stinking adorable. So she's got this really cool like paper pack. I'm not sure if this is not paper pack, sorry. Really cool. I don't know if this is a die or from a Cricut, but she's got it so that it's on a hinge. So there's got to be some sort of mechanism in here. Yeah, it's a brad, I think, on here. Oh no, maybe not. It's a pop dot. And then right where the legs go in, there's like a hole that fits around the pop dot. So this is just swinging around that pop dot, which I think is so super, super cute. Hi, everybody who's gotten on. I haven't mentioned anybody. Hi, Linda and Vay and Terry and Anne. Hello, hello. I know some of you guys have come on from far away. I know I have some of Australia. I think I saw Minnesota or here earlier. Hello. And so these little Santas are all just paper pieced with paper. And then this one has been, I think this is a little stamp that's on here. So there's a little list, checking it twice. And then Better Not Pout, which I think is so cute. So that's been cut out there. And then layered with white behind it. So he's talking. And then we just got some really pretty pattern papers on the background. So, and then you open it up. And she's got a little sticker here. We have a Rudolph with some more pretty pattern paper. Here she's got a little penguin on there. And then here we have a little die cut piece on the inside. I just think that's so adorable. All right, another one. Here we go. So here is another one. Oops, they go this way. So another one here from Cindy Henry. This is a great one if you've got some really pretty, I don't know if this is paper or if she stamped this. I can't tell. This might be a pattern paper, or she might have gel pressed this. It's very possible this might be a gel press that she has done because it's got like some distress, or it could be a pattern paper. I'm not 100% sure. So if you've got a gel press, you know, where you can kind of put you got layers of colors and then you put your paper on top and you rub it, and then you peel it off and you get the cool textures. But I'm not sure which one that is. But either way, it's really cool. And then she's got it distressed on the back side, or it could be a really cool stamp that she's just gone through and then inked. So she stamped it in the dark blue and then inked all the edges, the rest of it, to make the light blue that's on the inside. That's a possibility too. Then she's got this vellum here where this is heat embossed in this really pretty, it's kind of like a pearlescent white. So she's heat embossed the word peaceful. And then she's added in the gems. And my guess is she strategically has added the gems to wherever she put her adhesive. That's a really smart idea. So you use glue dots and then you cover it up wherever you have put the glue dots. That way you don't see them. It's like a fake out hideout, which I think is awesome. And then she's inked the edges in light blue. So, oh, and then on the inside we have a cute little stamp. There it is right there. Very pretty. I still think this is a gel press, but I could be wrong. I want to know. Cindy, let me know. What'd you do? How'd you make it? All right, another set from Cindy. Let me get these right way. All right. So again, super pretty, beautiful background paper, a couple of different types of background papers. And we have a stitched oval, and then we have a scallop stitched, and then she's reversed the colors. So she kind of played around with which colors were which. Pretty pattern paper. It's all on a white cardstock, which she's stamped on the inside, Seasons Greetings. Same here. And then we have a really, really pretty. So on the green, she did red glitter, and it's a really pretty stamp that says Merry Christmas, and that's been popped up. She's got this popped up right here. And then on the red, she did the green glitter. Same stamp. Look how pretty that is. Look how shiny that Merry Christmas. Very, very pretty. And then she did one more. She did a whole bunch. She was a very busy lady. And then this is another gorgeous one. So here we have a white cardstock base. Let's see if she did something. Oh yeah, wishing you peace, love, and joy. So those are on the inside. And then she's got a sheet of red cardstock that she has embossed. And it's this plaid embossing folder, right? So you can see the plaid embossing. And then she's taken like a gold ink pad probably, and then just tapped it. And so wherever it's raised is where it's going to hit. Now she might have used like a blending brush or like a blending tool to get it a little bit more dead on. So everywhere that it's raised, or she could have just done this with the ink pad. And so it hits. And so therefore you get the gold that's raised, and the gold is raised and the red is the recessed section. So that way you get the both colors in there. So it's really pretty. And then she's got this gorgeous die cut wreath, little season's greetings on black with gold embossing to match with the gold of the plaid. And then some little, oops, this guy came up. And then we got little sequins on there. So just really cute. I love it. They're so pretty. All right, moving on to the next one. The next one we have is from Danielle. And so here is one where she's got these beautiful, beautiful stamps. They're nice large stamps. And she's just put it on just a manila color card base. And then the front is like cardstock, but it's kind of like it's not quite white. It's not quite gray. Kind of in the middle. It's a little bit modelly. It's really pretty. And so she's taking a large stamp, and this has been heat embossed in like a black glitter. So let me show you. So here you can kind of see, there it is right there. So that shiny right there. You can really see it. Hi, Marcia. And then she's gone through and just colored. So you can see all the different colorings that are on here. So she's just colored in all the gaps, really letting that black of the stamp of the heat embossing. So you can see where she's just on the ribbon and the candy canes and the greenery and the red, and then the parts of his mitts and his nose, and then a little Merry Christmas sticker or a little piece that probably came from a paper. So just really letting that stamp shine, which I think is awesome. Another one she did, these ones are all about letting the die cuts shine. So this is probably from either die cuts or cut from your Cricut or something like that. This is just a simple, but it's so got all these really cool filigrees and just elements, and just cut it in red, place it in the card, and a simple Merry Christmas. Just really letting that piece shine. This is one where it's a little snowman. Again, she's got different dies or different punches, or with the Christmas trees, little cutie snowman that she's just colored in. So this is one die. I think the black, actually the hat might be a separate piece. But this has just been colored in. So she's colored in the arms, she's colored in his little dots, colored in the face, and colored in the scarf. So it's not layers and layers and layers. It's just coloring it in, which is really pretty. And then just a little sticker on top. And I don't think nothing on the inside, but really, really cute. So it's a great way to use those pretty dies. They're awesome. And another great way to upcycle fun Christmas cards. So these are previous Christmas cards that were bought Christmas cards that got mailed to her. And she's fussy cut them out and then glued them on to create her new card with a new little Merry Christmas. So it's kind of like, it's just recycling cards, which is so awesome. Here's another one. Look how pretty that is. I mean, it's such a pretty image. So she's done a whole bunch where she fussy cut out images, or she may have cut them smaller and then matted them and then added them with stickers. So it's a great way to do upcycling your cards that you may have gotten. So passing along the love. All right, this one my daughter is just obsessed with. Okay, so these ones are from Karen, and I'm not gonna, can't see her name on here real fast. I think Karen Titus, I think is the last name. But look how pretty these are. Okay, so this is why my daughter loves it. It's that mermaid sequin stuff. Look at that. I love it. And she's like, Mom, I gotta have it. And I put my cards into the swap. I'm actually gonna show you guys a few cards that I made that are gonna go into the swap at the end of the video. But so I get to keep a few cards for inspiration. If I'm gonna do the card swap, I'm gonna keep some. And then this is one where she did this folding. And so she's got this Christmas tree die that she's cut out of the front cardstock. This one happens to be in the red. This one is in the white sheet. And then behind it, she has added that mermaid stuff, or in this one, she's got her folding to make it look like the tree, and then she's punched it out. Some stickers on there. Now, this top little piece right here, this is an extra, oh, it's stuck. So I'm gonna this is just a little sticky note. On the back, it says, Iris folding Christmas tree. So she did talk about what was done. Here she's got Antiques reversible sequin fabric. And then she says, corner bookmark idea from Karen, from Karen Titus, but this card is from Vay Smith. Sorry, Vay, these are yours. Aren't these Vay yours? Did I have that wrong? I think these are yours. Tell me, Vay, you're on. I see Karen's. That's why I'm like, it's Karen, but it's not. I think she's got the idea from her. So she's put a little sticker on the back and it says VS. I think that's you, Vay. All right, so in the corner, she made you guys little bookmarks. So these are yours to keep. So it's a little something extra. And my daughter's like, can I swap the bookmarks and pick my favorite? And I'm like, yeah, it's fine. I think she just placed it. But every single card, she put a little bookmark up on the top. So that's part of your little card that you get. So, but again, I'm just in love with this. This stuff is so, those are yours. Yes. Okay. So Karen is where you got the idea from. Thank you, Vay. I missed it because I saw this and I lifted it up and went, hang on, that's not what that says. All right. Super cute. Like I said, my daughter's claimed this one already. It's hers. All right. She has also, this is another set from Vay. So she has also taken a wonderful approach of using some awesome papers as backgrounds, and then just a beautiful sticker or a beautiful, what I call like the cut files. And so the cut files, again, she's got her little bookmarks that everybody gets as a little present off to the side, which is awesome. And then she's explained paper stripes glued down. So she's given me a hint about what these cards are all about. So here we have, this one's cool, how she cut this. So she cut the front piece of paper to fit this size. I'm gonna lift this up, to fit the size of this. So you get a different kind of cool shape. Isn't that fun? So it's the same concept, how you're using that main image with some pattern papers. This one happens to have stripes with a really pretty little, let me get the bookmark off. She did it on purpose so it wouldn't slide off. I'll fix all these after, don't worry, that way they don't come flying off. So this is a standard opening card, but for this one, she cut it and then added a little banner. So that way you could have an extra fun little card that opens, which is super cute. I love that idea. I'm totally gonna snag that because I love, it's just a different kind of opening. It gives you a different look to your card, but it looks like it's a full card when you look at it from this perspective, which is so, so smart. Okay, I'm gonna put these back on so I don't forget. And then they're stuck on there and you don't get them lost. That was a smart idea to do that. So that little sticky strip is just making sure they don't fall off. Smart cookie. All right, and then we have a couple of gate folding cards. Again, got to move so you can get the full action of how this works. And I'll pop these off. She had a lot of fun. She didn't just make you guys cards. She had all kinds of fun with these things. So these are gate folding cards. I love it. Oops, I have that one upside down. So these are really cute. So again, a beautiful sticker, and it looks like this piece right here has come from something else. I'm not sure, Vay, you can let me know. Oh, I'm trying to explain, but it's nice to have a little bit of some hints about what you're doing, but it's totally cool. It's just, I think a lot of these ladies have done some of my card swaps before and they know I do these videos. And so they give me little hints. Some people have gone out and like full like notes. I love it. So I read the notes and I'm like, oh, that's how you made that. I mean, it's just nice to know, right? So here we have, Vay, maybe you can tell us what this is from. This feels, it doesn't feel like it's regular paper. It feels like you cut this out from something, or it could be just like that, but it feels like it came from another card. And then this one, it feels like this one came from another card or a die cut piece that's been matted. And then that element goes on the front, and then you have your two gatefold panels that you open up. And then it looks like this also came from like a cutout from a card. So it's like an upcycled card, which is awesome. And then this one, this is the best part. This is velvet. This is like flocking. So I don't know, you guys can't really, I mean, this is definitely like a feeling thing because this is so like soft. It's that, it's the velvet is the best way to describe it, but it's really pretty. It's kind of like a really cool, fun texture on a card. And so just love, I love them. I love that people are doing fun and different things on their cards and trying different stuff. It's great. Let's see what she ran the best one. Just a corner bookmark. And then this one, corner bookmark. You didn't give me any tips on these guys. So those are all from Vay. All right, so now we're moving on. And we have our next cards are from, now she had these in plastic wrap and I'll put them back. And she had a card in one of them, so I snagged it so I wouldn't forget. Okay, so all of these cards are from her. And if anybody does have a Instagram, there's a few of you that have put like Instagrams and YouTube channels and things like that. So I will post those after we are done going live. All right, so here we have some really pretty, this looks like this is a die or from a cut file that she's done in like this pearlescent. So you can tell this one she's gone through and added a whole bunch. I don't know if this is like embossing because it feels pretty stuck on there. So it could be that she's like put a bunch of embossing powder all over it. And then because it matches this light, the light of heaven, the color matches, and then heat set it. But she just like pressed the ink on top of the die cut. So it's a great way to add some texture to dies. And then this one's the pearlescent. She's only done it on a few pieces. And then here she's got a really pretty big North Star snowflake, and then another North Star. And then that gorgeous background paper. I mean, it matches perfectly. You couldn't ask for a better background paper that fits for the concept. And I think she actually made it, which is why it fits so perfectly. So she's just got a blue paper, and then this whole swirl and all of these, she stamped all those on in silver ink. And then this has been heat embossed. These larger snowflakes, that one feels heat embossed too, but it might be because it was so close to that. But the rest are just stamped on. And it's just really pretty and elegant. I love that. So yeah, Terry, you're on. Hi, Terry. So yeah, stamps and dies and embossing. Ta-da! Good to know. See, Terry, you can fill me in. All right. So here is another set that she made. And don't worry, I'll put them back in the plastic with the cards. I just can't open them up and show people how amazing they are. So here we have, look how beautiful. Rejoice. Oh, did I show this one have something on this? Oh, she had something on the side of this one here. The light of the shepherds saw that night that lit the way for them. Still guides the hearts of all who seek the child of Bethlehem. And you can see, so here she has it on the back side. She's on Etsy. It's MTTCT Designs on Etsy. So you can check out Terry's cards over there. Awesome. All right. So inside of this card, we have Rejoice and Be Glad, Christ is born. And then she's got a stamp. So I think what she has done, correct me if I'm wrong, she has stamped the image on 3 different sheets of paper, blended it, and then she's backed it. So it's become like a staggered stamp, and she's lined it up just perfectly. So it looks like the image is going through. And that's really, really cool. So it's kind of like a funny masking. It's really cool concept of it. And then the background behind here has been a white paper that's got embossing on it. So it's just really pretty. So you can see the embossing on there. Isn't that fun? I love those. You ladies are so awesome in your card making. I love this one because it's got a jingle. You guys, it's the easiest thing to make me excited about card making, because all you have to do is put something like a little dingly thing on there or something that's just a little different. So here we have beautiful gatefold cards again. Rejoice and be glad. So here we've got our 2 panels, same concept of the card. She's got the red card, panels of pattern paper, great way to use pattern paper. Here we've got a circle. This one she did in red, and she's embossed the red. You can see with that snowflake embossing folder. And then here it is in green, super cute. And this one, she's got a little sticker. Here we have a Noel, and this one is on, this is like a little piece of chipboard that's already been embossed. So she used an element. And then this cutie little sticker on the side. It's a little present, and it's like all chipboard. I'm guessing these probably came from the same pack, but they're really adorable. All right, get a load of these. Bam. Again, also from Terry. These are gorgeous. So you have to tell me, is this like a die cut that you have, or are these ones that came from, like, you have a silhouette or a Cricut or something? Is this a cut file that you have? Because there is some massive layers. Oh, see, there's her card again. Make sure that I'll make sure all the pieces go back in there. Now, she did have an envelope that went with this, because it's got a really pretty pattern on the envelope. Look how pretty. So she's handmade this envelope as well. So just as a heads up, she did that. So that's going to come with that. But look how pretty. So here we have this kind of taupe color as the background. So it's a white card with a taupe color. It's a Cricut. So there we go. And then here, so it's a file from Cricut. And then we have it cut in white. And then she's got lots of layers. So here we have the darker, or the kind of like the brighter green. And then you've got the other green. And it looks like, are these single layers of paper here, Terry? And then we've got on this one, there's multiple layers. So there's a hint of a green behind there too. So there's a white, and then there's a taupe, and there's a green, and then there's a red. So there's lots of fun layers here. So pretty. And then the Merry Christmas up in the corner, and then she's put the gems. So every single one of these has got multiple layers of paper on here. So it's really got some, you can see the layers probably. So they're very, very cool. That took a lot of time and effort. She made a whole bunch of these. That's a lot of, like, sorry, just move my mat. Painstakingly putting these down right on top of each other, just perfectly. But it looks awesome. They're very gorgeous. All right, let me put this back inside here. And then the last one that Terry has done that we're showing, it's a little bigger than normal size card. Ah, got it. Okay, well, that's appreciated. All right, and then the next one, look how gorgeous this is. So pretty. All right, so here she's got And I always forget the name of this, but there's a name for where you pop the letter up and it looks like it's been stacked, stacked, stacked. She's done hers with pop dots. So she stamped the entire background of the card, added like the Bethlehem in the background, the blessed Christmas wishes. I'm guessing this up here is all gold stamped. And then she's die cut out the word Noel. Pop those up with pop dots and place them right back in so they look a little bit kind of raised. And then it's all on a black piece of paper, so you can see that black just shining through. So you can see that black just kind of shining through, which makes them pop out even more. And then she's got her Mary and Jesus and the little sorry, not a barn hand. You got to help me here. There's a name for shepherd. Oh, barn hand. There's a name for that kind of person. It's a shepherd. And so she stamped those are just silhouettes. Die cut them out or Cricut cut them out, however she's done that. And then those have been raised and they're a little bit higher than the word Noel. So those are like doubly raised or an even thicker pop dot. Nope, double pop dots. I was right. So she's used the same ones, but just to make it look even more dimensional, it looks very cool. So it is awesome. I love that. I've also seen this done where you would die cut out the same, like the words over and over and then just stack the words up instead of using pop dots. Pop dots is a great way to do that. And they're just so elegant. And on the inside, here we go. So same stamp again. Wishing you a season of joy as when we remember the night when love came down to earth and became our song of celebration. Very, very pretty. So awesome job, Terry. Thank you so much for joining our swap. Okay, so this one, I got notes. So I'm not going to verbatim read her notes, but they're really, I mean, thank you so much. They're awesome. Okay, so these ones are all from Sherry Tower. Look how pretty. So these ones are the pastel snowflake note cards. So very fun. So here we have, so what she's done is she's opened it. I don't know if it opens this way or I'm going to open it sideways. So here we have these ones and she's added a little insert in here. So that way you could, I guess, rip this out if you wanted to, but it's just another layer on the inside. And so she said, I left these sentiments off these so you can use them as note cards or thank you cards during the holidays. So you could send them off and saying, hey, thanks for the notes. I think that's an awesome idea. So she used up her miscellaneous cardstock with pastel colors that matches in hue. And she had, there were some pinks and there was all different colors. There was blue. I just pulled a couple of different ones. The snowflakes are using a snowflake die I found on Amazon. She actually listed what it was. It's a metal die. And then the background stencil, she should put a stencil on there. And then she brushed ink blending with Whisper White. So she's placed her stencil on there, Whisper Whited in, so you can see the white over top of the pastel. And then she's got these really cool snowflake, these silver snowflakes with some gems on there. So really fun way. So you don't have to add color with your, this is a great way to learn how, with your stencils, you can have a color as your background paper, and then you can ink and blend in with your ink over your stencils in white, and it really makes a cool background. So that's a fun tip, and that's a really fun way to do it. All right, these next ones are also from Sherry Tower, and she gave you guys an ornament. This is the second, this is like a new thing, I think. This is like the second or third card in this swap that I've seen where there's a little ornament that you detach and you get to keep. So I think that's so fun. So here she has an ornament gift card. The card inspired by inexpensive gift tags from Hobby Lobby. That's awesome. I love where you guys get your inspiration from all over. And that's what this whole video is all about, is to get inspiration, give you ideas, and you can go back and do that. So here she's got the little gift card. And so it's got to from on there. You can use it as a gift tag or gift card. It's really smart. So she's die cut out the circle and then just glued the top, left the bottom here. Here's a little Merry Christmas, and then just let some the glitter and make it look like an ornament, and a cute little hanging tag up at the top with a brad. That's really smart. That's really pretty. I didn't say where she said, she didn't say where she used this part from. Oh, Stampin' Up! Hodgepodge Hardware. That's what that's from. See, there we go. And then she's got some really just pretty background paper. So it's in their non-traditional colors because we got oranges and yellows. So she's matched the background of the card to go with the pattern paper that she has. And then on the inside, look at this. She's added even more. So she's got some lots of fun layers of the same colors of papers, a little embossing of an ornament on the inside. So she's got reds and oranges and greens, and then the blues and the teals. And it still screams Christmas, but it was not what you would call your normal Christmas colors, which is really, really fun. And so she's just got like all these really fun little layers on the inside. It really makes that cool. Very pretty. And then heat embossed the to and the from on the inside, which is really cool. And then the ribbon, which carries through on the inside. So you can see the ribbon going through, and you can just detach this. So I think you just take off the little bow. I'm not going to mess with it, but yeah, you can just attach the bow. Very cool. All right. Here is another really pretty one. Gorgeous. Now, I'm pretty sure, and I think she's used this. Yes. Okay. So just to show you, to kind of see where that's showing, she has used the same die. You can see these match. So she's cut it out of the white paper and then saved the die to use on another card. So this is kind of like a 2-for-1 card. We'll come back to this one in a minute. So she die cut out these beautiful Christmas trees, and she said these are from Tim Holtz Woodland Die. And then she's got a Park Lane snowflake embossing folder. So that's on the other one. So the minty tree. This is the blue. She's also named all of her cards. This is the blue beauty tree, and this one was the minty tree. I love that. Should label mine more often. So she's got this really pretty background paper. I think she says blue sparkly vinyl she purchased at Dollar Tree. That's what this is. This is sparkly vinyl. That's awesome. That Dollar Tree stuff. You guys are amazing what you come up with, all the different places you find stuff. Actually thought it was cardstock, but it turned out to be vinyl. Cool. And then she's got the tree, which she's popped up. So she's got a couple of different spots. She's made a little snowdrift stamp that may the beauty of the season bring you joy and memories throughout the year. And then she's got all these little circles punched out going around the corner. So this one, she's done it on the right side. This one's more on the left side, and then placed in little gems going all the way around. So it really makes it stunning. And then you open up the card, and she's got even more going on. So more blue. This is just cardstock that she's got white stamps of snowflakes, heat embossed silver stamps, and then heat embossed here. So she's really kind of decorated every panel and had lots and lots of fun. So it's just a very stunning card no matter how you open it. And it opens a little different. So it sits like this, and it's sitting on your desk. So pretty. And then this little piece right here is also popped up. So you can see it's just kind of hiding in there. But that's a really cool thing about that vinyl. It looks really, really pretty. So after she die cut out, oh, and then the tree itself has got stickles on it. I don't know if you guys can see that. So it's got little pretty stickles. It's really not showing up very well. But on the branches of all the tree, there's like this, basically trying to get it to show. It's being stubborn. I think it's because it's hitting all the glossy of the paper, but it's just like the iridescent stickles. And then here we have this one. So here's another version. So she die cut out that tree. This was the piece of paper that was remaining. She's embossed that with some snowflakes. Behind that, again, I think is that same sparkly paper. Oh no, the green sparkly paper and silver paper are by Flutterby by Sarah Davies. So there was 16 in 4 colors, and she got them at Tuesday morning. There you go. And I'm not sure where the silver one is from. Oh, silver right here. So this silver paper and then the green. So, and then, so she's popped up the silver with, and then Christmas wishes, some snowflakes here on the side, a ribbon around the corner, really let that tree shine, and just kind of adding to the side. Hello, hello. And then on the inside of the card, we've got just white paper, and you can see the ribbon. So it really adds something. And then she's got this, she's added a brad here. So the brad is going through, so it's hiding. It's hiding actually underneath the paper. So she's got it going under the paper. And this is like a chipboard snowflake that she's put a brad in the middle, and it spins. So they're movable. I think that's fun. So they actually have a little bit of some movement happening on here. So very fun. And then just the bow at the top to hide where the brad is. So really, really cool cards. All right, moving on. More cards, more cards. Okay, this next batch, I love it. She's used pom-poms. This next batch is from Christina Mathy. All right, so look how adorable these are. They're so much fun. So here we have Christina Mathy. She's added this really, really cute Santa face. So this is like a chipboard piece, and I don't know if it already came. I think it already has come with the glitter on the face. So it's got some glittery on the face, you can see there. And these might be card kits because they're pretty darn perfect, which is awesome. I love card kits because it makes card making so simple. And then it's got a background paper here, little gems that you add, pretty background paper, layer of green, and then we have this ribbon that's got the bow on there, little pom-pom there, little sticker on here, and then the red paper. So it's just a really, really cute card. And then you open it up. Yeah, this has got to be a card kit because it says ho, ho, ho. So this is stamped on the inside of the card already, which is just really cute. Hope that your Christmas order is filled with holly and mistletoe over the threshold, and that happiness that occurs throughout the year. Merry Christmas. So really, really cute ones. All right, so the next one, also from Christina. Look at these cutie ones. So again, it's like a tag, and I think it's again part of a card kit. Yep, because look how now she could have printed that out, but it's this really cute tag. Again, a little pom-pom at the top. The pom-pom's just, I love that. Backed with green. Then we've got a black border down the middle, snowflake embossing, and just it's in white, and then the whole thing's been popped up. Look how pretty that is. Isn't that gorgeous? Either that or she's like dead on perfect with her embossing, because that's, nope. So she cut it. So that could have been that she's done the embossing and just added the fun tag to it. Super cute. All right, next one we have. I love this. So this probably already came this way, this element, and then she's paired it because it looks like it's a pine cone. And it says Be Merry, and then she's got pine cone paper in the back. So it's a great way to kind of play around with the pine cones. I'm guessing this piece right here was already an element. And then best wishes for a joyous holiday season and a peaceful new year. And that's in green on the inside. Oh, this one's in blue, or sorry, in black. Cannot talk. So she could have, this one's different. Wishing you the joys of the season, happy new year, filled with peace and happiness. I do know, if you guys look at this sheet of paper, so this is your normal A2 printer, 8.5 by 11. There are different programs that you can run through your printer where they'll print off, and it would just print this way. And it would print on this side of the paper. So when you cut it and then fold it in half, it always prints right there. So there's a program, I think it's through Avery or something, that can do that for you. So you don't have to stamp it, and you can type in whatever you want. You can just look up Christmas sayings and they'll print out in whatever color or whatever you'd like to have, because she did a whole bunch like this. So they're really fun. I love the shiny. Give me a thing shiny, I'm happy. Here is another cutie one where she's got this gorgeous little ornament. So kind of look at, so some of these might be like to from tags that you might put on a card and, or like on a gift bag, but they're so super cute on cards. So this very well could be a to from tag that she's hijacked from somewhere else, which I think is awesome. We got this pretty pattern paper in the background, and then we've got another just solid gray, and then this pretty mint kind of sparkly paper, a little bow here in the corner, all on a red cardstock that she's then, again, wishing you a beautiful holiday season and a new year of new year of peace and happiness. So this, again, it's been printed and then cut and then glued on the inside, and then the same one for that. So she did a bunch of very pretty ones. So I love how she's taken these elements that would not necessarily be for card making, but she's turned it into that. All right, next we have Francesca Trickler. Very, very pretty. I love this. So all of her cards have this beautiful background paper. Like she found this gorgeous background paper that's got these snowflakes and these swirls and everything. So pretty. And then she's just added in the letters. So I think these have just been cut out, kind of Cricut or Silhouette, or could even be dies, and it says joy. And they're on this glittery white paper. Very pretty. And so she must have had, like, exactly, because all the cards were identical. So I don't know if she had a whole bunch of 6x6 or she just found a whole paper pack of this. And then she's added in the extra little gems and the little holly here on the joy. So super, super pretty. So elegant. All right, here is another fun one. This one is from Shamika Spencer, handmade for you by Shamika. Love that. And I love these. These are like little spinner cards. Hang on, I get it the right way. Here we go. So cute, and they open so fun. Look, ta-da! And then she put a little sticker right there. Ah, they're so much fun, and they're so simple. So this is, I think, a die, or you can also, you get these on cut files, so you can do that. And so you've got the pattern paper, and it cuts it just perfectly. She's got two fun pattern papers. Look how adorable these pattern papers are. I love them. And then she's got layers. So she's got this layer here that I think it's been stamped and then cut out, and then red, and that's what the little bows are all around it. It's got the white from the actual card. Oh, she's even got a back panels on here. I just noticed that. So it originally is on like a white pearlescent paper. And then there's a black circle. Then there's this stamp circle with little bows. Then she's got the red circle. And then she's got this one, snowflake kisses and warm winter wishes, and a little bit of stickles on the end. So it's lots of layers on this little piece right here. Some little enamel dots here in the corner. And on the back side, she also has added panels of color. So it's very traditional Christmas on one side, and then just really kind of fun backgrounds. Look at the cool things. So you can really see that she's added on every layer. She's got something cool happening. Every single layer has got something amazing on it. So fun. So I believe those are called spinner cards. All right. Next, we're doing hanging out with the gnomies. So this one is from Bev O'Daniel. She's done a super cute job. I love these. These little gnomes are like super popular this year. There's gnome everything. Like you can make the sock gnomes. You can make, oh, there's just so many fun gnomes. So the gnomes, she did some horizontal, some vertical, and she's just played with paper piecing these gnomes. So it's a black base, and then it's got a cut piece, which is the bottom, and she's just done them on pattern paper. And like here you can see it's a similar plaid that she's used for the hat. Here's a snowflake. And then she's got the little beard. The beard and the nose were all out of solid colors. So this could be a die, or this could be a, you know, from a cut file of some kind. Pattern paper here with a Merry Christmas. This has been popped up with some enamel dots. This one she's got, this is all one sheet of paper here, but the snowflakes, the stripes in here, this is all one sheet that she's just cut out. Merry Christmas with a giant snowflake on there. A little snowflake on its hat, and then wishing you a fun holiday season on the inside. So she did a few that were like this. Very cute. And then she did these super cute little, here we go, mitts. She got these cutie mitts. I snagged I usually grab 2 of every card just to show you like a comparison. So as I'm flipping one open, you can see one sitting there. Cindy, you missed your cards. Yes, I did them earlier. They were so super cute. They're buried in here. But yes, I did them earlier this on this video. I'm sorry you missed it. I'll be pulling them back out at the end and showing everybody. But yes, your cards were amazing, Cindy. Thank you. Thank you. They were so adorable. All right. So here we have another one from Bev O'Daniel on the inside. Keep the warm heart and spread the love everywhere you go. Merry Christmas. And then we've got a pattern paper. This one looks like a sweater. They're both kind of like sweaters. This one's in pink. This one's in kind of like a cable knit white. And then these cute little mittens that she's die cut out. And then they kind of tie together. And then Warm Wishes been die cut out, kind of out of sparkly paper. And the same sparkly paper that's in Warm Wishes is right here on the mitt. So cute. Oh yeah, rewatch. Awesome idea. It's the beautiful thing about these videos. You can go back and rewatch. Not when I'm live, but after we finish the live. All right, shaker cards. You guys know I love my shaker cards. And I love that she's added some fun stuff in here. So we've got beads and sequins, and she's done it with a pattern paper to make it look like it's an ornament. And so she's got this really cute. So this is probably a system, like a die cut system, where it's a circle, and then we've got the acetate, and then she's used the same trees on the inside, and she's lined the trees up, guys. This is what's awesome. She's totally lined the trees up. You could also, if you don't have these kinds of special, well, this is just basically a nesting die. So she's used her nesting stitch dies to create the circle, and then we have the outer rim. Then she's got the little ornament, a bow. She's even got a little strip up here. It's all in red with a Merry Christmas. This is in silver, and this one's kind of like in a darker, almost like, I don't know, it's not quite black, but it's not quite blue. It's just really pretty. And then you open it up. You have a cute card. And a little bit of a pattern paper in the background. Just a little tiny hint of it. But they're shaker cards. They're so much fun. All right, this one is awesome. I love this. Look, it's a sliding door. Look at that. It's a sliding door. I think that's so much fun. This is probably some sort of company who's got this sliding door die, which is awesome. So it's a stamp, as my guess, or maybe this is from a piece of paper. But they're so super adorable. These are also by Bev O'Daniel. And so she stamped on one side, have yourself a Merry Christmas. And then I'm guessing this is probably a die set. So you've got the line part that you can move back and forth. You got, looks like the barn door. You've got the hinges. And then there's a mechanism, which I think are just pop dots that you use. And then there's a piece of paper on the background, which allows you to slide it over. And then you have joy. And then it looks like a barn door, which is awesome. Little, like, actual holder piece, and then it's got a wreath on there, and she's added gems and the ribbon, and then it's on a plaid sheet of paper. So they're so, so cute. They're just so much fun because it's just a little different, again, compared to your normal cards, and then just on a red cardstock. Awesome cards. Yeah, so these are just fun. I don't know who makes this die, but it's really, really sweet. And I love how it looks like a door, which is just fantastic. All right, here is another pretty set that she has done. So she has these beautiful dies that she's done in bronze, because or it's like a goldy bronze that matches, excuse me, with the plaid paper in the background. And it's this Noel. And then she's put it on red to really make it pop. But look how, and I think these are dies because they're kind of got embossing on them a little bit. They could, excuse me, they could also, I'm swallowing air. They could also be cut from a Cricut or something. I'm not sure which one she's done that, but they're really, really pretty. And then on a white cardstock. And then on the bottom, That little guy popped up. She did some with wreaths. So here we have the 3 green wreaths with the bows. Here's our bells. She also had presents. So the bottom, she changed up what was on the bottom, which I think is really pretty. And then this card is actually a gray card. It looks like it's one that probably came from, like, it's one of those Michael's sets of cards that are already pre-colored, but on the inside they're white. So it's just really awesome. I love her stamp. Made with warm wishes for you, just by, and then she writes her name, Bev O'Daniel. And this is a fun stamp. This one's really pretty. So, and on the inside, she has said what the words are. So it says in a Christmas tree shape, and it's in Swedish, Welsh, Dutch, Afrikaans, Korean, Spanish, Italian, and English. And it's all ways to say Merry Christmas. So she's gone through and she has stamped this and then heat embossed it with both silver and also in like the gold. And she did it on a blue. And then she also did them on the black. And so the black she did in silver and in red to really make them pop. And actually this one's got different languages on it. So this one is in Polish, Chinese, Hawaiian, German, Ukrainian, Russian, Ukrainian, French, and English. So she's got a few of these. And they're just really fun because you can see all the different languages and how you say Merry Christmas, which I think is really cool. And then on the inside, she wrote it, which I think is even better. So you can kind of see how that's, and on the inside, it says Joy to the World, and a little world ornament. Very cool. So she made a bunch of these, which I think are awesome. There's more. We have a lot of cards to go through today, guys. This is the last card video for the 2020 for Christmas. All right, this is Lisa, and she wrote her name, and I'm not going to say it wrong. Oh, where'd that sheet of paper go? Here it is. So she actually wrote me a little note to say her last name, Paskov, which I think is awesome. So again, another little note about how she did things and just a thank you. I love your handwritten notes. They're so awesome. So this is another card, which is a great way to use pattern paper. And I love the open of it because you think it's like it's supposed to open normally, but it's just this little element right here. That's it. And then I think you can do this. Ta-da. So it's one of those easel cards, but it's just a little different. So it lets that little piece shine. Isn't that cool? And so you have this front, which just looks like a normal front, but she has sliced it in half, or she's just cut off the top basically, because this part doesn't open at all. So, or she's just glued it shut. I think she just glued it shut. Maybe not. And then she's got, so she's right down the middle, right where she's got the 2 panels, she's gone through and she's added, oh, the word has escaped my head. So she's scored it. That's the word. So she scored it and then put the snowflakes. So the snowflake pops up when it's sitting there, which is really fun. And then sending you warm winter hugs. And this is a little bit raised so that this catches and sits. So it can sit. And this is just a really pretty black paper on the back that says like it's in gold and it's just so stunning. So I just love the kind of the vibe of the card. It's really awesome. This is another fun one that it looks like a garage door or like a door, which is really fun. And so it's just a red sheet and then she's got 4 rectangles and it didn't quite fit all the way down, which I love because she's added to Brad a little wreath, which is actually, it's like out of plastic. It almost looks like it could have been a button. Stamped Merry Christmas, it fit perfectly. And then that's the part that opens. So it doesn't go all the way down. So it does, or you could do it this way and it looks, oh, probably this way because it looks like a door versus a garage door. It makes more sense that it's a door. And then this is your little opening to do it like that. And then Merry Christmas. But it could work this way if you want it to. It just depends on how you look at it. All right, here's another one from Lisa. She's got a few different ones. And I've seen this ornament one before and they are so cool. Not ornament, sorry. These are like Christmas lights. So it's just, it's layers. So you've got the black and then you add the white and then you have, and she did hers in sparkly. I've also seen them in just regular paper and they're just layers. So this is a cut file. May your Christmas be merry and bright. And then she added one final one on the inside, which I think is so adorable. So she's just, they're just layered on there and it looks just so pretty. I love these ones. All right, here is another one, and it shows you how you can use the same kind of die, but reversed. So same concept. So again, I don't know if these are from cut files or from dies, but you can see it's got this cool banner. You could write something in here. I love how she's left it plain because it just adds like to the elegance of it. But here she's done the red with the white, and this is the white with the red. So it's the awesome, it's the reciprocal of each other. And it's just really pretty. Oop, that one's upside down. That one I have right side up. This one, or it could go this way. I think it goes this way. These ones are poinsettias. And I think it's the same die. She's just flipped it. So you cut twice and then just reverse it. And then here you have it. And then here's the one with snowflakes, and this one looks like a lattice. And this one she has opening this way. And because it's on red, she added a white background for you to write on. So very elegant, very pretty. And then she's in a couple where it's just really showcasing off, again from Lisa, just embossing folder. So just the white embossing folder. So this is one where it's just got a bunch of snowflakes. She's got a white card base, little snowflake on the inside. And then we have this blue sparkly paper, which she's die cut out the snowflakes. And then the embossing of the white, just really pretty, really simple, just so pretty. And then on this one, same embossing folder. Actually, it might be a little bit different. This one is, this is different because this is the one that was used in a previous card. Aha, look, same embossing folder. Same one, because it's got those little ovals. She's just turned it the other way. Very fun. I love it. I'm like, oh, it's the same stuff. So here we have an embossing folder, and then we have a ribbon, and it's over top a craft with just Merry Christmas. But it's letting those embossing folders really shine. So two different cards, completely colors, but really showing how pretty the embossing looks on white paper, and just letting that shine and then opening it up. Gorgeous. All right, next we have Jen Avery. These ones came all the way from Australia. We had 2 international people this year. We had one from Canada, which just north of us. I wouldn't call that international, but it's not in the same country. So I guess it technically is. And then we also had one from Australia. So yay. So here's one where she's played with the idea of having banners, so vertical banners. So same pattern papers as you can see. Here she's done 3 large ones with fishtails. Here is 5, but smaller, thinner, kind of playing it up. This one's just on white, and then she's got the layers up here of just strips of paper. This one's been punched, and then the spirit of Christmas spirit up here. And then this one, she's got it on the whole pattern paper, again with a banner. You can see where the colors are really matching. This little Merry Christmas tag, and then this one's been popped up, and then they're just on standard opening. White cardstock, which is so pretty. Then she's got, this is a fun way. So it's just showing that you don't have to stamp and color in your cards. You can leave them blank. You can leave them just white, and they look so stunning. And I think this is such a cool way of doing this card. So this one, she has all of these individual like family moments, most wonderful time of the year. So they're all those little tiny that you would use for like this type of stuff, right? So just little tiny stamps on the side of the card that you would use as just a sentiment, because you'd have a big image on the front. Instead, she has taken all of those stamps and turned it into the focal point of the card. Genius. So, and then she's gone through and just with a pen and stitched the outside of it to really make those pop. And then there's this, like, almost looks like it's a little stamp down here, like a postage stamp, but it's little hearts. And then she's got a pattern paper that she put for you this Christmas, and then popped that up behind green. So made that the bigger card color and different because they're different colors. And then over top of green on a white cardstock base. It's really pretty. This one, she's let the Christmas trees, again, you could color those in, but she's just let them black and white and just classically clean. A little Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year down here, and then matted that, popped up on red and then the green. And then instead of doing a full thing in black, she's only gone part way and then rounded the corner to really kind of emphasize the whole thing, which makes it just the composition of it is just really neat. I love that, how it's just part way, which I love that. It's different. It's just something a little different, and yet so simple to recreate, which I think is awesome. They both are. They're both just genius ideas. So smart. All right. And then here is another fun one. And again, it's a pattern paper in the background, or just keeping it simple, but it's a line down the middle this way, a line down the middle. It's in the middle no matter how you turn it. So you could have a horizontal card or a vertical card, and then you just line everything up on that. So that creates like your base. So here she's got a little stamp of a fish with Santa Claus on the fins. I think that's funny. Like on the fins, and then this little fa la 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 punched up with a little banner. Here she's got wishing you, another giant stamp, and then matted on the background. This time she's got the twine in there, so you can see, open it up and you see the cute little bow on the inside, which is great. See, that's the point of this, Cindy, is to get these awesome ideas, and I love that. And then here she has, this is your Christmas cod. I love that. Just to kind of play on anybody who maybe loves to fish or lives near the water, or just, you know, just it's something different. All right. So these ones are from Carrie Dixon, and she did a whole bunch that have this deer head on them. So lost your connections. Well, I'm glad you're back. Thank you for coming back. Now this one's super cool. This is actually a series of dies. So we've got the red in the background. Then that's been cut out, and you can see it's like it's been cut pieces out of it. On top of that, we got the green, and you can see it's been cut. And then on top of that's the blue. They're all out of paper. This is not pattern paper. This has all been cut either with a die, like background dies, or through like a Cricut or a Silhouette or something. And then she's got the ovals. We got the red and then the white and then the deer, and it says celebrate the season. And the little, again, it's got a bell. And then this one, it looks like it's kind of like mounted. So you've got the background is this plaid and this beautiful plaque. You've got the reindeer head or the deer head, and then the wreath around it. And then it's all on black and then on a red card. And then this one opens up this way, and then this one opens up this way. But I love that plaid background. It is so pretty. I love those that are just like paper that's been layered. And I don't know if that's a cut file. She could have done these all as cut files, or they could have been dies. I'm not sure, but they're really gorgeous. Another one from Carrie Dixon. So this is one where she's got a beautiful stamp. These trees. So this is the showing you both versions. So you can do a simple tree, and then she's got stamped. It's all in manila. 'Tis the season, and then just a pretty background that's in black because this is stamped in black. Just some sequins, and there's no inking or anything. It's just very simple. This is one where she did the same tree, that same tree stamp. And then what she did is she layered it. So she stamped it once, and then she's got a generation stamp behind it. So it looks like it's a forest. So it's a really cool thing. Again, the same thing. Simple stamp, 'tis the season, background paper that matches with the colors all over top of manila. So really, really pretty. And you can really play around with that. And then the sequins match in with the colors. They're so pretty. Very, very elegant. And gorgeous. Oops. They're falling down. Got so many cards layered over here. And then here is another one where she's got a beautiful stamp that she stamped second generation, sometimes first. And then she's gone in, and I'm pretty sure this is a technique she's used. There's a special tool that Wendy Vici has, and it looks like it's like a rolling ball stylus that you would use to also roll with flowers. And it looks like it's a pen, but it's got a little ball nib on the end. And you take and you squirt a little bit of your perfect pearls or any kind of, she uses perfect pearls, and then you dab it in there, and then you can go in and you go dab, 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 and you get these perfect little dots that you can add onto stamps. And she's known for doing that in a lot of her cards. How do you get these cards? So all these cards, Cindy, come from my card swap that I host. And so I've opened it. There's a Facebook link. There's a link to my Facebook group if you're on YouTube, or if you're watching me on Facebook, there's a link there to join my card swap. And these are all the cards that have come in from this card swap. And so I do these videos because if you cannot, like you send me 20 cards, you get 20 different cards back made by other people. But I had 60 people in this swap, and people sent in 10, 20, 30 cards. You can't see all the cards that have been sent into me. So I do these videos so you guys get some awesome inspiration. But there is nothing like having the actual physical cards, because you can tell like this is raised, you know, and it's different. You get to feel the textures. You get to see how the card is made in person. So you send me cards, all handmade, and then you get some back to you. So we will be doing another swap. It won't be Christmas cards, but we'll be doing another card swap in end of February, beginning of March. And I think the winning right now is birthday. So if you head over to my Facebook group, all the information is there. So happy to have you. And again, we're international, so it works for everybody. So she's got those little dots that are on there with the perfect pearls. I think it's the technique that she used from Wendy, where you just dot, dot, dot. You know, I use backs of paintbrushes too, because they're small, but anything that's got a small little surface that you can kind of go dot, 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 a round surface works best. And it just transfers that part. You can do it with paint. You can do it with whatever you like. It's really fun. And then she's got the die cut Mary in a dark green and then in white. And then she offset it when she stuck it down on the paper, and then a stamp that says Christmas. And then it's been matted on the same color green as the ink, which is really pretty. And then on a white cardstock base. So really, really fun. Good question, Cindy. And thank you for the other Cindy for piping up and letting her know. You've already started your birthday cards. Well, I told you guys it was whatever was going to be the winner was the one that was going to happen. And so far the birthday cards is the winner. I will say the Christmas card swap is the one that I do that's the biggest, where I go to 50. All the other swaps, I limit it at 30 cards total. Otherwise, it just gets crazy on my end. So, but for Christmas, I'm like, more the merrier. Bring it in. Tons of cards. Let's have fun. But yeah, I'm impressed you're already starting those. So awesome. All right, so here she's got this beautiful deer. And so this one actually is been cut out. So she has probably made, these are the only two that she sent to me, but I'm guessing she used this deer. So this is the negative, and here is the positive. And then this has been over a sheet of green paper that's been embossed. And you can see that wreath on there. That's actually embossed on the paper. And then she's put the deer over top. These are washi tape right here, and then the little twine bow, and then it's over red, and then over, it looks like a newsprint, and then it's on a red card. And then you can see she's added a little bit of washi tape on the inside. And then you need to get moving on it. Get your Christmas cards done. So this is one, it's that same deer die cut out or Cricut cut out, however you want to do that. She's cut it out here, and this one's on like a pretty blue paper, stamped "We Wish You a Merry Christmas." And then that's over top of a pattern paper that you can see that's got like almost like little tree pieces. And then that's over top of, actually that might be washi tape under there, now that I feel it, not sure. And then craft, and then blue, and then another craft. And again, non-traditional colors, but so pretty. I offered a lot of different ideas for the version of the different cards. So I offered like encouragement card. I mean, we actually did an encouragement card swap just before Christmas. So I didn't offer that because we had just done that swap back in, I think I had it due by the part of September. So I don't like doing the same kind of theme too close together. So that's why I did not do that one. But it was an awesome idea because there was all these encouragement cards, and it was everything from not just for frontline workers, but just even for your friends or your neighbors, just to be like, hey, I'm thinking about you and you're awesome and all that kind of stuff. You crochet, that's awesome. All right, this one is from Michelle Frey Cummings, and she is a fairydustdreams.com. And again, if people have left their links and their information on the spreadsheet for the swap, I will post all those links onto the bottom of the video so you can go follow them. So this one is she's got, looks like, it almost looks like wrapping paper, but I can't quite tell, but it's very different. It's very pretty, or it could just be, but it feels like shiny smooth, and it's a 3-dimensional card here. So she's got different layers. See, so you can actually make it this, you just lift it up. But when you mail it, it doesn't have to be. So it's got this 3-dimensional. There's a whole bunch of circles that you glue together the sides. And she's got this foil paper here. And then they're just, they're all very thin, so that way it doesn't get, that's what I'm thinking, this is wrapping paper. So it's not super thick as it fits inside your card. And then you just score it down the middle, and then you glue the pieces together, and it makes a little 3-dimensional ornament, and it's all in fun pink colors and greens. Pattern paper on the background here, a little topper here so it looks like an ornament, and then she's taken like a pink that matches, it almost looks like it's a highlighter, and just gone around the edge in colors. So it's very pretty. On the inside it says Happy Holidays, and then she's put the date on there. So very, very cool. So these are all of our amazing cards from our swap. I mean, just take a look. These are, kind of throw them all back on here. You guys are so amazing. You come up with such wonderful ideas. There is so much talent out there, and I'm so happy to be able to share what you guys do with everybody, so everybody gets a chance to see how awesome you guys are, because you guys are all rock stars. And if you're just coming in to watch to get some awesome ideas, that is the point. There are so many fun cards out there, and the best way to learn and get ideas is by seeing what other people do, because that's how, and then that might launch you and go, oh, well, I love the way that this card looks, but I'm going to tweak it up and I'm going to change it and I'm going to make it my own thing. And I'm totally keeping this because I want to make one. That's my card. Or just like, oh, that's a really pretty stamp. I didn't know that stamp existed. Or, oh, that's an awesome cut file. Or, oh, that's a really cool little slidey thing. I love that one too. You guys know me. Or, oh, I forgot about shakers. I should make some more shakers. And just, they're just so much fun. I just love them. Or, and this is the second spinner for this one. This is probably between the ornament that you can remove from a card and the spinner. They're probably the newest, not normal card shaped thing that is in this swap. There tends to be a lot of same stuff that shows up sometimes because it's like a new stamp release and everybody loves it. And just look at little Santas. Pretty, I mean, my favorite color right here. Gotta love it. Fave colors. See, here's the ornament again. So that's from Sherry. Trying to find who's on. Cindy. I'm trying to find your Cindy. Call it out if you see it. I think you were one of the first ones. So here is these ones. Did I already go past yours, Cindy? I think I might have already blown by yours, or they're still coming. There's a lot on here. I think you might have been one of the first ones, but just look how pretty. I love the creativity that you guys come up with for all your cards. So much fun. Or like the fact that you guys, these are all the ones that we went through tonight, or the fact that you guys have gone through and be like, you know what, I'm going to give somebody a little extra gift. Oops, I put that on backwards. And I'm going to give a bookmark because that's awesome. The slide thing is awesome. Or, haha, having this. These are so much fun. Or showing how to upcycle cards using items like previous Christmas cards. So awesome. Here we go, Cindy. These are yours. These were so pretty. I loved it. I loved. And Cindy, just out of curiosity, did you use, because I was asking, you've embossed this, did you just take your ink pad and go dab, 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 dab to get, or did you use a blending tool to get there? And I had a second question. Oh, plus, you had the fun little Santa. The Santa. You had the fun Santa. Because I had another question when you answer that. There's one more question. Look how pretty these cards are. Look, there's so many of them. So many. You guys are awesome. And then the other question I had was, was this a stamp or did you use like a gel press to make it and then ink in? So like, did you gel press by putting a resist down to get the blue because this feels like paint, and then you went in and did the light blue? Inquiring minds want to know, because I think I guessed it right, but I could be totally wrong. Oh, and then these ones were hiding. So pretty. So awesome, awesome job, ladies. You guys totally rocked it. If you missed any of these cards in my explanation of how I think, it's fin wax. This one's, oh, this is fin wax. Okay, so it's not an ink pad. You use wax on that one. Good to know. So there's all these different waxes. Yeah, so Finnabar from Prima, she's got a really cool set of waxes that you just kind of use your finger and probably just rub that in on top and just kind of hit the highlights. So you hit the tops and not the bottoms. That's pretty awesome. So again, is this a gel press? You got to tell me. I want to know. Oh, does it smell good? Oh, it doesn't smell. Yeah, it does smell good. It does smell. Very cool. I don't know if it's going to make it to the next person. I mean, it's very, very faint, but it does smell pretty good. She wants a tutorial. This one's really easy. You emboss it, and then there's a wax, and it comes in like a little tin. You take the cover off. You rub your finger. I use my fingers for everything. You rub it in there, and then you just kind of rub it over top of where it's been embossed, and it hits all those raised parts, and it's really, really fun. How do I feel about recycled cards? As long as you've taken, so for instance, where was somebody who did a card? Where is it? So this one. So this is one where somebody has taken like a card that has already been made. This one you did a smooshed background with oxide inks. Oh, okay, so these are with the oxide inks. Got it. That's pretty cool. You'll have to tell me how you did that. So she's cut this and she's repurposed it. And so she did a hand making version on it. So you get, this is actually like, she didn't stamp this or color this or anything. It's been cut out. What I don't want to see is somebody just sending something in, because this is all about handmade cards. So as long as you've handmade something, now it could have been from like a card, like a kit of some kind that you've put it together. You still handmade that, you still assembled it, but it's not just a card you pulled out of a box and then shipped it to me. But if you've cut it and revamped it in some way, or there was another one that was fussy cut out, it's in here somewhere. I'm not going to go hunting it down for forever. But if you've done some way of assembling the card, I'm game for that. But it's not just straight from the box bought cards. That's not what we're going for here. So there it is. I'm trying to see what you guys are saying. It's the background that stamps so snowflakes can take color, and then you put the ink down. Ah, okay. So got it. Okay. So yes, there's a background, and then the stamps are left white, and then you went in and colored in with the light blue, and then that's why got it. See, I thought so. I wasn't sure if that was from a gel press or if that was from an actual stamp. So it's very, very pretty. It's gorgeous. It gives that whole mixed media kind of, distressed vibe, which is very Tim Holtzy. So which his oxides are perfect for that. So there are sometimes in the shipping, some sequins do get lost, and there's not much, it happens. Yeah. On these ones, some of these little sequins sometimes pop off, and It's okay. It happens. Unfortunately, I can't go through and put back. I think with this card swap, I need to add up all the different cards that we've gotten from this card swap. But it's probably close to 1,000 cards, and I can't go in and, oh, you did the light blue first. Oh, okay. Well, that's cool. I didn't realize that, but you have to go and fix the cards. It's very hard for me to do that. So, you like to take a Christmas picture, cut off a portion and meet it and set it in the back. Oh, cool. Very, very cool. All right. So thank you guys so much. I'm glad chatting. Happy to read all your comments. I'll go back and use it. Fabri-Tac works awesome. I've seen them pop up with Fabri-Tac too. So it's just because sequins are raised, and then sometimes as the cards go into the package and as they're layered, they just hit just perfectly and then they just pop right off. So it's no fault to yours. It's no fault to the glue. It's just part of the shipping. Things don't always stay stuck exactly the way you want them to, unfortunately. So they're still very pretty. I still enjoy them. So thank you, everybody. Have an amazing day. Hopefully everybody in the States, if you had a happy turkey day, hopefully you're feeling fat and stuffed, and I'm going to go enjoy some leftovers right now for my dinner, and have an amazing day. And I will see you guys again. Now that, so just a heads up on the card swap, if you're part of the card swap, now that I'm done all the videos and every card, mostly, oh, I forgot to show you mine. Mostly every card that's been sent in has gotten in, and I've done videos. Over the next few days, I'm going to start swapping them all out, and then they're going to start getting back to you. So just to show you, I just did the video on these. These are a couple of the cards that are going into, this is my one. It's a little shaker one, again, with a little cutie little penguin on there. This one's got a little felt on there. I did have a video about how to use felt on cards. This is another pretty one I did that's got felt, rolled felt, and then felt on there. So really fun. These are the cards I'm contributing to this. And then this is one, so this was part of a video I did on how to use felt on cards. So it's inlaying, but this one was die cut with felt. And this is just with silver paper and inlaying. And then I did a third one on that doesn't show how to do the inlay, how you can just stick it on there. So there is lots of videos on my channel about how to make cards. I do that every Wednesday, and lots of swapping happening very soon. So thank you guys for stopping by. Don't forget to like and subscribe, hit that bell button, give this video a thumbs up. I would totally appreciate that. And, or lots of hearts. Hearts are awesome too. A big old heart, heart. That's a better heart. There we go. That's a better heart. And I hope you are having an awesome day. Bye, everybody. Now I gotta find the mouse. The mouse has disappeared. Mr. Mouse. No, there it is. There's my mouse.